Hey guys, it is Monday, May 25th, and took a little break from this morning's video that I posted, and let's finish up now from Mike on Thursday night in his gripe session, and let's just play these clips. You know what's going on at this point. I really truly would love to know, and if someone knows and wants to shoot me a private message, what do Mike and Tanya do regarding all this stuff that needs to be done? Because when you go out to a church, and if you're not someone who's self-centered and believe that you are the pastor and you don't do the lowly stuff, guess what? That is what you do. And you do it gladly. You set up, you take down, you wipe down, you do all of it. You take care of the kids while the husband's preaching, or however it works out, whatever the dynamic is that's there. You do it all. So what do Mike and Tanya do? It's a valid question. If he's going to come out and publicly humiliate everyone there at the school, I don't believe there's slackers there. I don't. Then he should be called out. I would love to hear someone yell out, "You do it," and get up and walk out. That's my dream. So as we continue in these clips, remember, this isn't like a meeting he called together on a Saturday morning or something. This is a church service.
All of the fellowship arrangements and getting the things and...
Just getting the things. What is that? Sign me up for that. I'll get the things.
Laying out the tables and everything. Thank God. Now, I think the students have been cleaning up the church, haven't you? Every Sunday, right?
Claiming no one does anything, but they're staying afterwards to do that. Why aren't you there with them? Why?
After Sunday morning service, the students clean up the chapel. If you didn't know that was going on, it's going on. This is not something I should upbraid you about. This is something you should naturally want to do.
Then set the example.
As a gospel worker in the making, to get in there, be involved, do your part, do what you can. There's all kinds of ladies over here in the kitchen. It's always the same ladies, as far as I know, unless it's changed.
You only have how many people there? You ran them all off. You're going to lecture them when your own wife, when she had her son and everybody else had to do children's church, she somehow was exempt from that.
The same ones putting it together. And I think it might have been Reverend Olson used to talk about it. I'm not sure, but we'll give you the credit anyway, sir. Credit or the blame. So some people aren't afraid of work. Was that you, sir? They lie down right next to it and go to sleep.
What's so funny about that? The dude, what did he ever do? I'd like to know how many people between the KEKELs and Olson, how many people have they ever brought out to church? Ever even invited? Ever? I never saw either of them with someone they invited out to church in all my years there. He's lecturing. Olson's making jokes about people working. What's he doing? What's he doing? When was the last time he did something and didn't have somebody helping him? Come on, man. You want to see what a religious hypocrite looks like and sounds like? Here you go.
And that's what we were talking about today, I think it was, about people with high education and ability. It was me and Brother Ripka, that's what it was. Young people with education and smarts and lots of brains. And I told him, yeah, you know, though, if they don't take hold with their hands, none of that knowledge will do them any good. I said, I love it when I see young people going after it. They're on it. They have a plan. They go after it. They learn. They give themselves to it. They pursue it. It's not ambiguous. Look it up.
He has to say that to come across smarter than you. He knows what ambiguous means. Ooh. Just constantly digging at these people in a negative way. It's not right. It's not fair. They don't deserve that.
It's not just random, but it is a plan. And when they have money in their youth, they take that money and make it seed money, and they don't just go buy everything they want and spend it on stupid things.
He believes, and so do many of the preachers in this group, they believe that because they're a self-appointed man of God, they can talk about anything. Finances, marriage counseling, psychology. They're not trained in any of it. They're not even trained to teach a class, and yet they do. Now you see where Denton gets it from. He spends his services propping himself up, talking about finances. Is that why they came here for this seminar? For this humiliation-a-thon?
They use it to start them off making progress toward their goals.
Sorry, this is just the most random service of just flighty thoughts that come into his head, and he just speaks them.
And that's what you should do. You don't just spend, and every time you get a windfall, you go out there and just get something you always been wanting. Oh, I always wanted that guitar.
Problem is, KEKEL takes the money and he goes and buys them. Because I told you, he admitted the one time I shared it, he has a guitar collection of 25. 25. Sounds like he spends the money when he gets it.
I have some nice guitars. I have a great collection because I've been playing since 1966. I'm dating myself. It started before I was born.
But he's not been gathering them since then. He's trying to stretch out the time frame.
Did I get that right? But I played garbage for years. Then I started making the instruments.
Yet he's going to get on you for doing things other than being in the church service, other than being out knocking on doors. Could he have been talking to someone while he was building guitars? Is he building them for the Lord? He's a hypocrite.
I got to where I was good enough to where I could afford them. I said, I'm done with that. I want to get that one I always wanted just because I can.
And I showed you his whole big review on that site where the guitar at the base cost was like $2,500.
But in the beginning, it was set aside 20% of the income and don't touch it. Pastor said 10.
Davis. Pastor Davis. Oh yeah, he was so versed in financial teachings. Teaching us finances. It's all plagiarized stuff. It's all stuff that's just out there and just known, basic stuff. Marriage counseling. Here's the problem, Mike. People are given to your false doctrine of tithing, forced tithing, or go to hell, when they could have been saving that money. They didn't have money to save. He was so out of touch, so was Davis, with how poor people were up there. I don't know what kind of freedom they have to earn money now, but it sounds like KEKEL wants you up there working the fields.
We set aside 20. We had an envelope with all the bill money put in it. It was all cash. We took it, and I had all the bills figured out, the monthly, weekly rates and everything. I knew how much of my check I had to put in that envelope to pay the bills that week or that month.
What was the title of this message again? Quest for Knowledge. Let's speed this up. The point is, what is he doing? What is this service about? Why did people come there to hear this lecture series? He's had lecture series about communism, or he spent a whole service. And he's just rambling tonight, like from topic to topic. What does that have to do with Jesus and salvation and love and saving people from the fiery pit. What does it have to do with it?
It was a month. I put it in there every week, and at the end of the month, I'd have it. And we had $20 to spend on what we
I see where he's going. He's trying to be relatable. Gotcha. Not working.
wanted to do. We would go to Bloomberg's for entertainment, the grocery store, and walk around and look at stuff. We didn't have any money. They saved it and put it to work. How's yours doing today? Some of you have been at it 40 years, and you still don't have it put together.
He's so much better than you. He's so much better. He saved his money so his wife and he can have mansions with 8-foot, 6-foot tall mirrors over the fireplace and Czech crystal from Czechoslovakia and all kinds of other wonderful things, grand entryways. It's sickening. This is exactly what Denton does in Florida. Exactly. He's following this despicable model. These poor people. I've come here. I'm forced to be here so I can listen to this so you can hammer me into the ground like a peg.
Why? Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no money there? Is there no wisdom and instruction from the Word? Are you going to just wait till you get old and you have nothing to even pay your medical bill?
Here's what, Mr. Mike. What about your bylaws? Why don't you address that? Why doesn't someone in that place get the gumption, get the inner fortitude to ask you, well, the bylaws say you're going to have a retirement home. You don't even talk about the missionaries. You don't even go visit them. You're going to gripe about nobody talking to you, nobody helping enough. You have a guitar collection, you saved your money, and then you're going to point to people in the congregation. You're how old? You've been doing this for how long? You have nothing. Disgusting. I don't know how many times I can say disgusting. Probably after every few syllables from this guy. So when will that home be forthcoming for all the people out in the field who really have skin in the game and really are working, unlike you? When will that be? I'm waiting. Now I'm going to speed myself up too here, as you've probably noticed, to get through this.
God doesn't want that. God's not pleased with that. And I always pay my tithe from then till now. And still, good to go.
Tithe isn't a thing. He's good to go because he's not going to hell because he pays his tithe. What a braggart. What a braggart.
By the grace of God. Don't get me wrong. And so, when I was around these men who taught us, hey, develop your mind, develop your leadership, save your money, make your money work for you, put your life together now, don't wait until you can't do it anymore, until you're too old to work. I took that to heart. I believe that. By the grace of God, it's working out so far, but who knows what shall come up in the years ahead? We don't know. It's uncertain.
Here's what. Go get a job. Go get a job. Stop making these people pay for your goodies. Pay for your highfalutin lifestyle. I'm sure it's along with whatever property income you have, but you said you get 3 salaries from the corporation. That's not fair to these people. Go get a job, man. Tell Olson, go get a job. He can get a job greeting at Walmart. Why not? Are you too good for that? The rest of us, we did whatever it took. Hey, and since women can work, go tell your wife to get a job too. And she can go work in retail. You have the audacity to mock people and humiliate them when they pay your bills, and you live like that in front of them? How do you live with yourself? How do you look in the mirror?
One thing's certain. I put God first, and I work for Him, and do what I'm supposed to do, and give my heart to the pursuit of knowledge of Him. You would think a pastor like me that's been in the ministry close to 50 years now, counting the 3rd year of Bible school where I was already ministering. All these years, you would think that I would be saying, oh, yeah, I know the Bible now, I don't need any more. Are you crazy? I'm all the time reading, investigating, looking at the Word of God, teaching it, preaching it, because you're never there.
And you know where you never are? You're never out knocking on doors and doing all the things you ask these people to do. Who did you invite to church? Who came with you? Who was compelled by your great Bible knowledge? We're waiting.
We need to eat every day. We need to drink every day. Legal things before the Lord. And so, we also need the Word of God constantly. Let me say something else. And I don't know about you, but I've always been one of those that is excited to uncover something new. Even after all these years, I uncover new things. And I'm amazed. I said, what? I preached that verse hundreds of times and never noticed that.
Bragging again. It's not a good look.
Boom! And it's just exciting. I went to a minister one time, and I always wondered, because when he preached, he was deader than 20 lice and a desert cactus in a noonday.
This is what he does, and he learned it from R.W. Davis. You slam down, you humiliate, you pounce on people, and put them in a negative light to lift yourself up. And that's what he's been doing this whole service. So for all his knowledge that he's bragging about, for all the years and decades he's been in the ministry, since his 3rd year of Bible school, oh, so amazing. You're nothing more than a salesman dude in a corporation, but whatevs, if you want to brag about that. And yet, no one's been compelled to come and come along with you to the church show, the building, the house of God, because of your life, or even for your great knowledge, or even for your guitar collection. What say ye to that?
And it's just boring and absolutely no excitement, absolutely no enthusiasm about what he was talking about. And I went up to him, I said, look what I found. I found this in the Bible today. Check it out. And I read it to him, and he mockingly looked at me and said, whew. And I went away thinking, this clown.
Again, we see where Glenn Denton got it from. No humility, no, and we don't even know if his story is true about the man he's talking about. Because he has stated all along that there's this one person. Maybe they were humble. Maybe they were what he couldn't be because he was so proud. Maybe he was jealous. He seems to be the most angry and the most hurtful. He says the most hurtful things, rather, about those he seems to be jealous of. Some quality they have. But instead of, he just spun this man's response as being mocking, and we don't know if it's true because Mike lies all the time. And if this person is not in the organization anymore, likely they aren't, but who knows, because look how he humiliates everyone there, right in the Graham service, sitting right there, just sitting there, and they'll leave and they'll come back. It's the saddest thing. So you can't believe what he says because he's trying to prop himself up by tearing someone else down. He can't just let his life speak for itself. If you live a good life and love people and care about them and are genuine, you don't have to talk about yourself. And you definitely don't have to tear down other people to make yourself, in the same sentence, be better. It's really sad, I gotta say. I'm sad for him. I'm sad for the man he could have become, very likely, if he hadn't been in touch with R.W. Davis and this corporation. Who knows? He could have gone down a really bad path. We don't know. But he didn't go down a good one here. Because for all of his length of years that he wants to brag about, and all the money he saved, and all the knowledge he gained, he's lacking the most important things. Love and compassion and humility. Thinking well of people before just slamming them. I feel bad for that other person, for back at that time. And I don't know, maybe that person was a jerk to him. Maybe they did mock him. But we already know Mike sees the world differently. He sees everything as an affront when it's not. He would lead probably a happier life if he tried to work on that.
No wonder he preaches like that. He just doesn't see it, but I see it. The Word of God is so thrilling and amazing, and the best thing about it is talking about me and what God has done for me and what he's going to do for me in the future. It's all exciting. When I think about the second coming of Christ and realize I'm going to be there right next to Jesus, heading toward the earth. I'm going to be there at that battle of Armageddon. I'm going to be there in that New Jerusalem. It's exciting to me. And I might not be young and fresh as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. It's exciting every time.
And as if on cue, because it pretty much is, all the people stand up and raise their hands up to the sky. Why? It's just conditioned. He's already taught them that if they don't stand up and raise their hands when he thinks they should, he will call them out. What's wrong with you? Some of you, you can't even stand up and praise God over what I'm saying. That's what he would do. We know it. We've seen it.
You uncover a new gem. You hit a mine of the gold of the knowledge of God. Where are we going to get people to take care of this campus? Where are we going to get everybody? I'm not moving out and deserting this place, but I will eventually. And it may be sooner than later. What are you going to do, ministers, when there's nobody here but just you and the church?
He's saying this as if he contributes anything. What does he contribute? He doesn't bring people to church. Does he stay and help clean up? Does he come early and set up? Or does he still race down the hill, screech to the front, and someone comes and gets them out of the car, drives the car around for them? Or do they park themselves now? How dare he? What are those people thinking sitting there? Dude, you're going to leave here? We're not even going to know. We're not even going to notice a difference. Except, hopefully we'll be hammered less. But Kinson does that too now. You want to know how to gaslight? This is how you do it. You make those people think, oh, where will we be without the KEKELs? They contribute so much here. Really? What? How? What he's contributed to is running people off. Running people off.
You're going to get in there and minister, which means serve. If you don't serve, you're not really a minister. And if you don't serve as a student, you probably won't serve as a licensed minister.
This is the first time I'm hearing this as we go along. I can't believe he just said that. He does not serve. He does not minister. He stands up and whines, no one does anything for me. Where does he serve and minister? Someone, anyone, tell me. Tell me in the comments. Set me straight. He never did while we were in. What does he do to minister and serve? How dare he? Oh my God. The audacity.
It means you do whatever you have to do. It doesn't mean you walk around in your white shirt to be adored and have everybody call you sir. It means you're there to serve.
One thing. Name one thing. One. Minister, serve. You know what those words mean? Jesus knew what those words meant. I have to stop here, guys. I can't take it anymore. This is annoying. He's gaslighting so bad. I'm just shocked. I'm just absolutely. Why am I shocked? I don't know. I shouldn't be. It's just a whole service of what? Nonsense. Random rants. And acting as if him being gone, who will minister in his place? Who will serve? Meanwhile, everybody there is jumping around. How high, sir? Ugh. Hey, listen. Have an amazing rest of your Monday night. Especially those of you out on the West Coast, you still have like 2.5 hours or so until midnight. Have a great rest of your week. I will absolutely be back with more. And tomorrow, the third episode of the Pretend podcast is supposed to drop. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all of your private comments and everything about things. I really appreciate you. And okay, good night. Get out there and don't be gaslit. Please learn to recognize it. You saw it here tonight with Mike. Don't let it happen in a family. Don't let it happen in a one-on-one relationship, at work, anywhere. People can get you to believe what they're saying when they gaslight you. They're manipulating you. And then you got to start looking around and saying, what else is happening? What else are they doing and saying that's not right?